Hey, what's up? On today's show, we're talking about building online courses and mini courses. Check it out. Hey, what's up? Welcome to Brands on Brands. I'm Brandon Birkmeyer, your personal branding coach. And today we're talking all about building online courses and mini courses. And if you guys want any of the resources we talk about in today's show, you can always go to brandsonbrands.com/hot links. That's going to have my most recent things that I'm talking about or promoting, usually in that little button display. So check that out. So in today, we are talking about courses and mini courses. I will be using that because I have a program coming about mini courses and I'm having a workshop. And I want you guys to check it out. But before we jump into that, let's talk about building courses in general. Well, what is a course? What is a mini course? Well, online courses obviously have become very popular the past, 5, 10 years in terms of a way to take your knowledge, package it, and deploy it in an education curriculum. And it's become a popular product to sell for coaches, for creators, for speakers, for anyone who has expert knowledge to share. And the tools have gotten really good in terms of being able to create a way for you to easily make something that you can record and ship to anyone who's interested. And by ship, I mean ship it to, online, upload it online to where people can view it and download it. And the tools out there are so good that these kinds of things now can be done in a couple of hours. And it's crazy. Now, the online course space, when I was looking into this a couple of years ago, before I built the Podcast Branding Academy, I wanted to figure this out on my own so that I could teach other people it. And it took me, I swear to God, 6 months to build out the Podcast Branding Academy. And that's because I bit off more than I could chew. And I wanted 5, 6 hours of content at least, which is a lot of lessons to take you from not knowing how to start a podcast to getting all the way to the end of having a show, launching it, monetizing it, the whole thing. So there's a lot of content in there. But it wasn't just the recording of the content, it was the organizing of it, it was the structuring of it, it was figuring out what to say in each video. It was trying multiple takes of recording. It was the editing process. It was creating all the learning materials that go with it. It was a huge endeavor. And then on top of that, along the way, you get starts and stops because you're building such a big thing that you get a little bit unconfident that you're going to be creating something that people don't want or that's already out there in the world. There was a lot of challenges along the way. But at the end of it, I was really proud of what I built. And on top of having the course, you have to write email sequences and you have to promote it and you have to build landing pages. It was a whole thing. Now, I'm not saying this to intimidate you, but I'm saying this because at the end of the day, I had this massive product that I'm proud of. It's a signature offer that I have, but it took so long to build and I lost a lot of time along the way that I'd like to have been creating more helpful things and quick wins for my audience. Now, this leads me to the idea of mini courses. So a mini course is obviously just a shorter course. And what I like is there's so many styles of mini courses out there. I've started to see them pop up from a lot of different creators and expert entrepreneurs, people in the education space. And every time I see a new format, it intrigues me and I want to create something. So I've started on this process of creating a lot of mini courses. And it started with me taking bits and pieces of my podcasting course and pulling them out and sharing one or two pieces of it, not the whole thing, but one or two in just a compartmentalized format. So for example, for someone who just wants to know how to come up with their podcast idea, I had pulled a piece out that was just the couple of bits about coming up with a podcast idea and put that as its own little course. Because maybe someone just wanted help getting started and then they want to figure out the rest themselves. And then I packaged that, created it, and it's on my website for just under $40. So it's an easy thing that people can pick up. So I have a couple of things like that. There were just mini things from something I already created. But there were other things I wanted to do. So there was this repurposing workshop that I had taught when I was giving a speech at a conference, and it was about how to take content and like a podcast or a YouTube video and repurposing it into shorter form pieces of content, like what the tools were, what the steps were, that kind of thing. And I had a video that explained that and some slides that explained that step-by-step process. But it wasn't, 5 hours worth of a course. It was a shorter thing. And I realized that that was something I wanted to package and get out there and also give people the opportunity if they're in my world and they're on that same journey where they're like, oh, I have content now and I want to learn how to repurpose it. I have a workshop for them that I created once. And now it's, if anyone ever asks, I have something I can give them. And same thing, everything is like $40 and below, basically, that I'm talking about. So that was its own format. It was just, a longer video with a screen share that was showing me walking through the process. And it was easier because it was a one long video. That was just me going through it. And then I saw someone create a lead magnet that was an offer online that was, they were going to show you kind of this 3-step thing. And then they also had a couple of other tips from some interviews they had done. And I was like, I could do that. So I created something called the Reputation Roadmap, where I had done a whiteboard session for 20 minutes explaining what I thought were the keys to building reputation. And I recorded that 20-minute whiteboarding session. And that's one video. And then I added a couple of other videos that were from interviews, like the best bits of interviews that I had done talking about some of the similar topics. And I organized them in one of the course creation tools. And I turned it on, and I was selling that and promoting that for $10 or under $10. And the point of that wasn't to make a lot of money. The point of that was to get people to want to give me their emails for something valuable. So I've been testing all these little different things along the way. And what I realized is I really enjoy this course creation space, especially with something smaller, something that people can wrap their heads around and build quickly. Because the thing that takes forever, I think, stops people. That's why a lot of people don't want to write books, which of course I'm doing now, but I didn't want to do it because of the effort you put into these things and, not sure what the ROI is going to be. But mini courses, I realized, is a different way to approach it. So what I like is the idea of, if I had to go back and build my podcasting course over again, I probably would have built it one mini course at a time. And I would have just isolated each step in the process, built it and put it out there, and then built the next thing and put it out there, so that I could be developing an audience and get feedback along the way and make each piece better as I go, and also build people that want to move into the other pieces. What I've also seen people do is, once they build up a portfolio of a lot of mini courses, they sell them as this bundle, or they sell them as a membership where you get access to all of them instead of access to one. And so there's lots of business models to this. So this course space has begun to get more and more interesting because of the ease of the tools and the opportunity to distribute lots of different formats in different ways. So that's what I'm excited about, and why I'm excited about it. And now I'm leaning into it and saying, okay, what else can I create? If I have to create a mini course on all the different things that are problems people encounter in the personal branding space, what do I want to create? So I'm leaning heavily into, how do I help people with their content? What are all the courses I can create to help people with creating content and growing an audience? And then secondly, in the personal branding space, what are the courses I can help them create that help them build community, that help them get better at networking, that help them get better at public speaking and presenting and communicating, those kinds of courses. And then I have a bundle of courses I'm going to be working on that will help people with the third piece of personal branding in my world, which is creating impact and transformation for people. And that is, how do you create email marketing? How do you create lead magnets and grow your list? How do you create little resources for people in your community that help them move along? And how do you create offers and programs that help people, and courses? So all these things are now on my calendar of things I want to build, and I'm going to do them one little thing at a time, and they won't take me forever. I've already put a couple of workshops on my website. One's called the Podcast Walkthrough. That's an easy 20-minute workshop to get people started on podcasts. I have one on viral video creation, also on my website. All of these are things I can build, once a month I can have a project that I put in my calendar. So it's exciting for me because it's growing in my portfolio of ways that I serve people. And along the way, I pick up audience one little piece at a time, which I think the right way to do it. If you help people and serve them along the way, you bring them along and they stay with you. So the last thing that I wanted to talk about with you guys today is kind of how to do this. So the step by step, I think, is kind of interesting. And when I was thinking about how to present this to you, I was actually working out upstairs in my like little mini home gym, and it's just like a bicycle and a workout bench. And when I was up there, I was like, what if I filmed video right here while I'm wearing my sweaty gym clothes and like a headband, and I show people that this doesn't have to be hard, right? What if I show them what it's like to just do this and not worry about it? I used my iPhone and I just propped it up in different places and I would record videos and I would do a little workout and then I'd record a 2-minute video and then I'd do another set of the workout and then I'd record another 2-minute video. And the goal was to get something that was somewhere between 30 minutes and 60 minutes, because that's about, I've seen on average, how long mini courses should be. They can go as low as 20, but like up to 30 and then even up to 60 at the max. And I ended up recording about 40 minutes of video while I was up there working out. And yeah, it made my workout a little bit longer. I'd typically have liked to have been out there 90 minutes and it ended up being a couple hours or more. And that's okay. But I wanted to show that this doesn't have to be hard and we can just get moving with the process. And obviously there's better ways to do it. You can do it in an office or out in the street, whatever, in a cubicle or in a room or whatever you want to do it. And all you really need is a phone. But if you have better equipment, great. But I demonstrated it and I built this course about mini courses where I just picked out, here's a few steps along the way on how to build a mini course. Here's how to structure your content. Here's how to nail down your idea. Here are some of the tools you could use to get your mini course built and hosted. And then here's some ideas on different like ways to format the content. So I built that out and it's a little mini course workshop that's, videos. And I actually placed the mini course in 3 different places. And I talk about what those places are in my workshop and in the video. And now I have a demonstration that I could walk people through to say, hey, if you want to do this too, let's do this together. Let me show you all the things I did to get this thing quickly built so you in an hour could build a course and have it ready to go. So if you're interested in that and you're listening to this right now, if you go to that brandsonbrands.com/hot links, one of the things, I think the second thing in that list is the mini course creator workshop. Click on that and add your email in and you'll be on the wait list to join the workshop. If it's still going when you hear this. I'm recording this on February 27th. I hope the workshop will run in March, early March, but it might run, I might run it a second or third time. But if you're interested in it, at very least, join the wait list. And if you miss it, but you're still interested, I can send you the actual free mini course so you can at least watch that. But I'd love to have you participate in the workshop if you're interested in that live so that I can actually help you and coach you along the way and answer your questions. And so fill that out. And depending on when and where you do that, I'll reach out and let you know how we can get that done together. And if at the end of this, you have even gotten a little more confident that maybe building a mini course is something that could be for you because you're looking to maybe have some passive income that comes in, or you're looking to create something that becomes a larger signature offer. Or maybe you're just looking to build your email list with something that's a little more interesting than just a checklist plus a mini training, right? So it seems more valuable. If any of these things are interesting, then reach out and I'll shoot you the information. At the end of the day, I found that mini courses have really created a lot more energy behind how I'm figuring out how I can help impact people that I come into contact with and that I'm serving every day. So I hope that also is something that inspires you. That's brandsonbrands.com/hot links to check out what's going on in my world. And other than that, I hope you guys get out there and create your first course and are putting your knowledge out there, serving the world, building your personal brand through creating more impact. That's what I got for you guys today. And as always, I will catch you next time. Brands on Brands.